The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deception. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
What if everything you've been told about the WNBA's biggest star was a lie? The ads, the interviews, the headlines, they all pointed to Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed face of women's basketball.
Well, the first returns are coming in on the WNBA All-Star voting. Of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine, Caitlin Clark is leading the All-Star vote. By the way, it looks like a massive turnout.
As the future of the league. But when the All-Star votes came in, fans made a different choice. A loud one. While Reese was everywhere, from commercials to red carpets.
Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said, so far, voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
She was nowhere near the top of the fan rankings. She didn't just lose to Caitlin Clark, she got buried. Clark didn't ask for the spotlight, she earned it. Reese, meanwhile, is learning that swagger without stats doesn't earn loyalty. So, how did the WNBA's most hyped player end up ranked 13th behind names casual fans don't even recognize? What are the fans really saying? And why is the media ignoring it? Let's dig into the numbers, the narrative, and the truth that no one in the league office wants to talk about. Angel Reese didn't just enter the WNBA, she exploded into it. Within months, she was everywhere. Billboards, talk shows, magazine covers. From brand endorsements to podcast appearances, Reese wasn't just a rookie, she was a walking marketing campaign. She dubbed herself the reason people are watching. Forbes called her the engine of WNBA growth. And the league, it leaned in hard, pushing her highlights, boosting her interviews, and giving her more screen time than players with triple the numbers. Even fans who didn't follow basketball knew her name. She became a symbol.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass.
Bold, brash, and impossible to miss. But in the background, there was a growing question no one in the media wanted to ask. Was Angel Reese really living up to the hype? When the WNBA released the early All-Star voting results, fans expected drama, but no one expected this. Caitlin Clark didn't just lead the vote, she dominated it.
Hi, Angel. David Moses with the Bigs Media. Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question. Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you. Move on to Zoom.
Over 515,000 fans made their voices heard. Reese, she didn't even crack the top 10. 13th place, not 3rd, not 5th, 13th. And names that most fans couldn't pick out of a lineup. Meanwhile, Clark, calm, composed, and busy breaking records, was skyrocketing to the top.
There's a supposed, people keep telling me, supposed second most popular player in the league that doesn't look like the second most popular player at all. And in fact, a rookie I have been touting that is playing better than Angel Reese, Kiki Arifin. Well, basketball fans are showing up, and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in the top 10.
This wasn't a snub. It was a reality check. Reese had the headlines, Clark had the highlights. And when it came time for fans to decide who actually mattered, they chose the one who delivered on the court, not on camera. While the cameras followed Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark was rewriting the stat sheet. Game after game, she was dropping deep threes.
According to Forbes, Caitlin Clark is not responsible for elevating this turd into the mainstream. The ladies responsible for elevating the WNBA are Angel Reese and the unknown face of the Las Vegas Anonymous Face It.
Threading no-look passes and putting up superstar numbers, not just good, elite, not just flashy, efficient. She wasn't begging for attention. She earned it with jaw-dropping range, precision, passing poise under pressure.
Enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is. Well, it's 13th place. And I can tell you right now, Jonquel Jones ought to be ahead of her.
And a basketball IQ that left defenders guessing she didn't need media spin. She let her game do the talking. And fans listened. Clark broke attendance records, boosted viewership, and gave every arena she entered a reason to sell out. This wasn't just hype. It was historic. While Reese was trending for sound bites and slogans, Clark was trending for highlights.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
She didn't just show up, she showed out. And in a league desperate for true star power, Caitlin Clark delivered. Let's be honest, 30.9% from the field doesn't scream all-star, especially not for a post player. Angel Reese leads the league in rebounds, but dig a little deeper and things get messy.
There's obviously no way Angel can compare to Caitlin Clark as a shooter or a passer, and there is no way Angel can live up to her dynamic social media / podcast presence as a shooter or a passer or even a shot blocker. She's blocked only 2 shots so far this season. She doesn't even do that.
Many of those boards, they're off her own missed shots. They're not rebounds, they're me-bounds. Attention. While Reese was struggling on the court, the media turned her into a myth. Forbes called her the engine of WNBA growth. Talk shows treated her like a savior. Commercials, brand deals, interviews.
She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has nothing. She's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player.
The rollout was massive. She was booked like a Marvel movie. And the WNBA, they were all in. Official league accounts pushed her highlights daily. She got more screen time than some MVP.
They continue to talk a good game instead of being about a good game. This is fan voting. This is literally vote for who you are a fan of. Vote for who you're a fan of, or vote for who you think is most worthy. Vote for who you're a fan of. Vote for who you think is most worthy. Vote for who you think are the stars in this league. Angel Reese fans, you guys aren't fans of her? You don't think she's most worthy? You don't think she's a star in this league?
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who was actually putting up numbers and changing the game, was barely mentioned in those same headlines. Some stories didn't name her at all. This wasn't promotion, it was a campaign. Reese wasn't just being covered, she was being positioned. But there's a problem with manufacturing stars. Fans don't buy what they're told to buy. They buy what earns their respect. The media told fans that Angel Reese was the next big thing. The fans responded with a shrug and 513,000 fewer votes than Caitlin Clark. They weren't interested in branding. They weren't swayed by interviews, slogans, or sponsored tweets. They wanted one thing: performance. And Reese didn't deliver it. Her fans begged for votes online. The league boosted her nonstop. But when the ballots closed, the truth couldn't be hidden. She was 13th. Behind Kiki Arifon, behind Lexi Hull, behind names that hadn't gotten a fraction of her press, but had twice the impact.
Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
This wasn't just a miss, it was a statement. The WNBA tried to crown a queen, but the fans saw right through the throne. They're done being told who to cheer for. They're picking players who show up, show out, and shut down the noise. For years, the WNBA struggled to grab headlines. Now, with a new wave of talent, the spotlight's finally here. But fans aren't just here for the show. They want substance. That means players who can do it all: score, defend, pass, lead. Players like Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, Nafessa Collier, and Aaliyah Boston. Women who aren't just highlights, but anchors for their teams.